26th of February 2022. We are currently at the East Gate in Algonquin Park, and we are headed in for a one-night winter camping trip on Pinetree Lake. We are joined this weekend by Jarin from Knox on Woods and buddy Steve. So we're excited to go on a first trip with those guys. The temperature right now is minus 27 degrees Celsius, and I think it was calling for about minus 10, I believe, this weekend or today, and it's supposed to warm up a bit tomorrow. It's going to be a cold night, but we've got the hot tents, and we'll stay as warm as possible. We're on our way down to the Pinetree Portage. Apparently there's a small plowed parking lot at the end of the portage, so hopefully there's enough room for the vehicles. We'll unload, and should be a pretty quick portage. I think it's 2 kilometers or around 2 kilometers, and then once we get to the lake, we'll walk the lake and find a spot that's not at a campsite, but somewhere on the lake that we can easily access and set up camp. There's buddy Steve. Yo yo. And Jarin. Knox on Woods.
Buddy Steve all weekend.
Yeah.
We got all the sleds packed up. A bunch of video of that. Oh. We're out here with Jarin and Steve, and we're about to set sail.
How was the first 15 feet with the sled?
Actually felt pretty good.
Good. Good.
I won't be that positive, I think, down the road a little bit.
We've been trekking for a little bit now, and you can see that we're blazing a pretty good trail. People have obviously been through here already this winter, but there's a layer of ice about halfway through the snow, so you kind of stay on top of it, but then you'll break through. So you're either on top of the ice kind of slipping when you try to walk, or you're falling through, and neither one of them are easy. Snowshoes aren't going to make it any better. So Jarin's got a really huge sled. It's making it pretty difficult to pull it up these hills. So we keep get to the top of the hill, go back, do a tandem team on his, pushing it up, and we're getting there. But conditions are making it a little bit tougher than I expected. But overall, temperature-wise, I'm feeling pretty good. Oh. It's been better than I expected, in the sense that I'm not cold at all. If anything, I've got too much layers on. I'm hot. When we get to camp, I'm gonna have to take some of this stuff off and just get dried out a bit. I've got either a little tiny skiff of snow falling down, or maybe just a little bit falling off the trees. But had a fresh snow recently, so we got a fluffy powder on top, and then there's a hard layer of ice, and that's the hardest part, because our sleds are staying up on top of it for the most part. We're breaking through. I didn't even try the snowshoes yet. Evan tried his, snapped a buckle. The other guys I don't think tried theirs either, Jarin or Steve, but I'll try and show you a bit. I mean, again, the sun's shining. It's a nice day. It's been a struggle on the trail. No, down she goes. Down I go too. We're just breaking through that snow, and really slows you down every time you step through, and you're getting a good pace, and then boom, you fall through again. So we've been kind of not double carrying, but pulling the bit of the sled and dropping something off and going up ahead, and had some gear failure, water bottle strap or buckle broke. Evan lost his snowshoe. I lost a bungee somewhere along the way that's making it harder. So just different things like that, challenges that you don't get in the summertime.
It's tough sledding because we're punching through the first layer. A lot of slipping, stumbling, bumbling.
You can't find the bottom to lift up on. I don't have a map, so whoa. I don't know if you saw that. I just fell about, well, up over my knee in the deep snow. I don't have a map, so I can't tell you exactly where we are. But I believe there's a little creek or swamp, a little bay, something that runs off of, I think it's Pinetree is where we're going. So it runs off of that. So we can't be too much further. It's super nice to be able to see, you know, more than 6 feet in front of you without seeing a tree. Feels good after all this hiking. So we're definitely getting somewhere. But because you keep falling through the snow, I've probably said this 10 times, it takes it out of you to do that kind of trudging. I'm still trying to get up right now. See if I can. So, oh, I'll show you the hole I fell in. But I fell in another one just as big now. Hard time getting out. Not easy. That's where snowshoes would come in handy. I'm going to basically crawl back. Holy! I was going to say, it's pretty icy right there. It's even icier right on this next stretch. You gotta come down this big old hill. And the sleds, when you're going down a hill, they come down a lot quicker than you, so they start passing you and taking out your ankles and taking their own path down into the woods. I think Steve had to pick up all his gear from the left-hand side of this hill. I was able to slide mine back down with his help, but the hill's also pretty icy. I think everyone's pretty spent, except maybe Steve. He still seems to be going pretty good.
Oh, I got no energy. Just done.
I think that's all of us right now. We entered the lake over there, so if you go straight through that clearing, I'm assuming you might be able to see it right here, that clearing. That's sort of where the swampy area is, and that's where we were when we came down that hill where I was doing the video where I kept falling through. So you've got to come up over the edge here, over some pretty good sized hills actually. It looks like you come straight through, but there's actually enough current there that the water doesn't freeze. Surprising when it's this cold. So we found a spot. It's not perfectly level. Lots of little shrubbery coming up through it, but it's the most open spot we found so far. I don't know how necessary this is, but I'm trying to beat off as much of the ice off the outside as I can. Maybe make it burn better. I'm not positive if that will work or not, but I'm giving it a try. The good news is we got Buddy Steve helping us out too.
Buddy Steve.
Buddy Steve.
Yeah, where's Ryan when you need him?
Exactly. Stove rolling. We're out cutting a bunch of wood. It's actually harder than I expected to find the wood. You can't tell necessarily what's alive and what's dead in the wintertime. Nothing's got leaves. It makes it a lot more difficult. It's also harder to find wood lying on the ground because unless it's just fallen recently, it's covered under feet of snow. So you got to try and find something that's sticking out, something that's dead and fell and landed on another tree, you know, like a widowmaker type of situation. You got to try and find pines that you can tell, you know, don't have their needles anymore, that they're just standing deadwood. Being the first time doing this out in the winter, it's a lot more difficult than I expected. Got a bunch of gear hanging up in the tree, and that's basically just so that it doesn't freeze to the ground if it gets really cold overnight. We don't have quite enough room in our tent to keep all the gear inside, so the stuff that can stay outside without, you know, breaking when it freezes, we're just gonna try and hang it up or, you know, lay it on top of stuff, make sure it doesn't get buried in snow or frozen.
Beginning stages of spicy sausage red pepper penne. It's gonna be delicious. It's my specialty. It's probably the only thing I know how to make at home consistently. Mushroom, little red pepper, the vodka sauce, the penne, and the mild Italian sausage. So it's about time. We're gonna head over probably to the Knox establishment. Maybe play some cards. Hopefully they're done supper. They're hosting tonight, so that is very nice of them. And it's windy.
Hurricane rolling in.
Yeah, it's a very windy, cold night. Blowing snow most of the day. But the sky's cleared now. The stars are coming out, so it's probably going to be a cold night.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. It is Sunday morning. We are waking up. It's 8, probably about 8:30 now. Woke up at 8. Snowed all night. Rich kept the fire going all night. Good work, buddy. So yeah, we're just in the process now of getting the fire roaring hot, get everything packed up, get breakfast cooked.
Some of the eggs are frozen. They're like slush eggs.
And we're all packed up, ready to hit the trail. We'll probably catch up to those guys relatively quick.
And then we make the hike out of here the exact same way we came in, so we know what to expect with probably a couple inches of fresh snow on top of what we did yesterday. So
Or maybe a quarter of the way down the trail. I'm gassed. The rest of the guys are behind me. They're pretty tired too, I think. So Evan and I made a swap, and I got the tent on my back. His sled kept tipping over too much, so we thought maybe this would make it better. Honestly, weight-wise for me, I don't think it makes much difference, but the downside is that it's so much taller than me that I've got an entire forest worth of snow on my head and down my back every time I walk under a tree, because I see something like this ahead of me. This isn't even a good example because it's more the evergreens, but something like this ahead of me, I easily step under it with my face, and then next thing I know, the tent's stuck on it, pouring snow down my back. But we're just keep fighting our way. It's gonna feel awesome to see the truck. I think this is the trail that everyone's dad took to and from school back in the olden days, because this is definitely all uphill both ways somehow. I'm not sure exactly how that's possible, but when we were going in, I felt like we did nothing but pull up hills. And then now we're trying to go out. Feels the exact same. I can barely remember a downhill moment. It's just uphill. You come around the next little bend, uphill again. and then you look through the trees, uphill again. Anyway, I have no idea how far down this trail we are. I just keep saying 1 foot in front of the other. Well, I made it to the truck. Never been so excited to see a GMC logo in my life. So now the plan is I'm gonna give myself a, I don't know, 5-minute breather. Unload all the stuff that's in my sled, and then start walking back so I can see if there's anything I can take off of Jarin's sled to help make it a little bit easier for those boys to get the rest of the way out of here. All right, so we made it back. Those guys picked up some stuff. Now we're in the home stretch, and just knowing how close you are makes you feel a lot better.
Hard part's over.
It is the, what day is it, Rich?
26th of January?
February.
February. Right day, wrong month.
So here's the situation we got. We're on, I don't know where we are. What do you got to say?
I wish my snowshoes didn't bust.
Brust?
Bust.
And Rich is in good spirits. He's not complaining at all. Loves the cold.
We don't spend a lot of time filming. We're setting up shots too often, so.
That's where that sort of swampy area was. That's sort of where that swampy area is that we were at. I don't know what I'm saying here. Hurricane, rock me like a hurricane. I don't know if you guys heard this on any videos before, but Evan weighs 260 pounds, and he just fell through 3 feet of snow in this chair